Hey guys, it's Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. It's been a while. Happy 2020. It's crazy. For today's video, I am coming to you with my top 10 favorite horror movies from 2019, which I am super excited about. It was a pretty decent year for horror. Yes, there were lots of remakes, there were lots of flops. And this, by the way, is in no particular order. You can't make me choose. There were some pretty good gems this year, so let's get started. So the first movie I'm going to talk about that I saw was Midsommar, or Midsommar, however you say it. I've heard it said both ways. I say Midsommar just because it just looks better to me. So I freaking love this movie so much. As many of you who have watched my other videos know, I absolutely love the movie Hereditary. Ari Aster is strongly becoming one of my favorite directors, writers. He did such a good job on Hereditary, and then with Midsommar, I was equally as impressed. I still think I like Hereditary just a little bit more for personal reasons, but Midsommar was absolutely beautiful, and it's pretty split actually between people that I've talked to. You either love it or hate it sort of situation. But anyway, I'm really excited to see what else Ari Aster can bring to the table. The next one I'm going to talk about on this list is Dr. Sleep. So going into it, I was pretty excited for Dr. Sleep to come out because I love The Shining, as many people do. But there was just something about it that I just wasn't quite sure of. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved the film, but I don't know if it was because it was too long, it was too drug out. It wasn't my favorite, but still top 10. I still enjoyed the series, adding on to The Shining and the life of Danny Torrance as he gets older. I thought it was pretty interesting overall. So don't hate me for the next one on this list because I know it's not a straight horror movie, and everybody's been talking about it. You've probably seen it. It is The Joker, which, you know, psychological thriller. It was messed up, so I kind of count it as a horror. But, you know, maybe that's just my opinion. So I cannot say enough good things about this movie. I know the minute I saw that Joaquin Phoenix was going to play Joker, I thought, wow, it's kind of weird, but I'm really interested because I love Joaquin Phoenix, and I pretty much thought, you know, he'll probably do okay. But when I saw the trailer, the first trailer, I was just instantly blown away. I was like, this looks awesome. One of the only movies I saw, like, the opening week it was there. Normally I wait a couple weeks because I'm antisocial and don't want to be around people. But this movie was so beautifully done. I loved it so much. The stuff that Joaquin threw in there that wasn't scripted, like some of the dancing stuff, like it was so good. And I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Next, we have a movie that was also pretty split. You know, it was PG-13, so it wasn't as, I don't want to say as graphic, but it was based on a series of books that I read as a kid, so I'm already pretty biased. It was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which, like I said, I know a lot of people didn't love this movie, but I actually really liked it. I thought it was really cool for like a kid, I don't want to say kids horror movie, a horror movie that is displayed around kids and around kid folktales and stuff like that. I really, really liked this movie. I thought it was pretty creepy, and like I loved the visuals. You can't even talk about the movie without talking about how stunning the visuals are. I highly recommend it for anybody that hasn't seen it, and especially the books. You need to read the books, I'm telling you. The next movie on my list is a movie that I did watch pretty recently. I was pretty late to the game on it because I wasn't sure by the trailer, to be honest, and that was Ready or Not. So going into Ready or Not, like I said, wasn't as thrilled when I saw the trailer. I thought, oh, it's going to be like a dark comedy, you know, not my favorite. It looked pretty similar to the movie You're Next, or like a similar premise. You're Next came out probably 10 years ago. It was a while ago. But Ready or Not, I surprisingly liked quite a bit. I thought that it was pretty interesting, like the whole premise of it, and especially how it was all captured in one day of the characters' lives. Everything that went from like 0 to 100 in that day was just crazy, going from a wedding to I'm about to be killed by my husband's new family, which is insane. But I very much enjoyed this film. I thought the gore was pretty good. It wasn't like too cheesy with like the buckets of blood and everything. And the ending, of course, was just perfect. Another slightly controversial movie I put on this list that I did really, really like was Brightburn. This is another one, like, I don't know what the deal is, but some people just really hate this movie. And I am a fan of superhero movies. I'll say it. I know many people don't like them. I grew up watching them. I love superhero movies. It's just something I love. And so to make a hero gone bad situation, like a evil Superman situation in kid form, which, if you didn't know, kids are one of the scariest things to me in movies. Throw a creepy kid in there and I honestly am just scared of it. So it was really, really good. I liked Brightburn, and I thought it was like subtle enough, not as much in your face. You know, it starts out pretty slow, like the kid, you know, finds out he has powers, and it, honestly, I liked it. So a well talked about movie on this list is Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, which, if you didn't know, it is a movie that came out about the life of Ted Bundy. Well, I don't know if I'd say the life. I guess it is based around Ted Bundy's ex-girlfriend. Her, like, point of view, I'm almost positive, is kind of what the movie was about. And I wasn't, like, sure going into it. I was like, oh my gosh, Zac Efron is playing Ted Bundy, and that's interesting. But then I saw the picture of, like, him getting transformed into Ted Bundy, and I thought, okay, I can see how they're gonna make this work. I'm not thrilled of Zac Efron, like, as a serious actor. He's done a couple things in the past that are, you know, questionable, not great movies, but I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't my favorite, just, I don't know, just because it was from somebody else's point of view, it just wasn't. You can't go into it expecting it to be super factual, like documentary style. It's just not like that. It is a theatrical version of the point of view. I know that's a mouthful, but you'll understand once you watch it. So the next movie on this list was definitely, easily made my top 10. One of the first movies I put on here. It was Us. So this movie was made by Jordan Peele, the same person that did Get Out. And I really, really, really liked Us. I don't know if I would say I like it more than Get Out, because they are two completely different movies in my opinion, and I don't know if you can really compare them. But I loved Us, and I'm so excited. I'm actually gonna do a video on upcoming 2020 horror movies. So I'm excited to see more things from Jordan Peele. I think he's doing great, especially coming from such a drastic, like, comedy to horror kind of spectrum. I'm really excited to see what else is in store. Another film I put on this list was Escape Room, which, I'm not gonna lie, it was another one where I saw the trailer, I thought, oh my gosh, like, it's gonna be, like, just predictable, like, very predictable. You know, I really liked Cube, or what I saw of Cube. I thought it was gonna be just like that, you know, and I liked it. But then I saw the trailer, and like I said, I just wasn't impressed for some reason. But I went to see it in theaters anyway, and I'm really, really, really happy I did. It was one of those movies I really needed to see in theaters. It was very, like, visually appealing, and the sounds were just amazing coming from each room. The characters, you know, so-so. Obviously, there were some you loved, some you hated. But it was interesting because they did set this movie up for a sequel, which, like I said, I will talk about in my next video. But I personally am not sure it needs a sequel, but we'll see. I really did enjoy this one, though. The final movie I put on my top 10 list was another one that I saw pretty late to the game, pretty recently. It was The Lighthouse. So I saw the trailer, immediately saw that it was Robert Eggers that did The Witch, which came out, I believe, in like 2015, somewhere in there. I loved The Witch. It was one of those movies I needed to watch a few times because it is very weird. It's very artsy. You know, if you're not into those type of horror movies, you may not like this. But I went into The Lighthouse very, very expecting it to be amazing. So The Lighthouse brought just as much drama and weird artsy features that The Witch brought. Obviously, it is a different movie. I can't necessarily compare them both. I did think that it was visually striking and it was beautiful. I absolutely loved how it was like cropped in, filmed in black and white. I love black and white movies. That's just how I am. I don't know why. I prefer silent films and black and white movies. I just think the actors really have to work harder to portray their emotion, and I think this movie was great. Willem Dafoe obviously is a legend. He does great, and he did amazing in this movie. The one person I wasn't positive about was Robert Pattinson, but honestly, he did such a good job in this movie, and I'm really happy he's branching out more and more and more into serious roles. So I'm excited to see what else Robert Eggers has to bring to us. So that is it for my top 10 horror movies of 2019. Remember, it is not in any particular order. You don't have to comment, oh, why'd you put that one first? Why'd you put that one last? That's just the way I put them in order, just for whatever reason. I hope you guys stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to post consistently because obviously that hasn't worked. Shit happens. We all know. It's life. But I am really excited for these next few videos I'm going to post. So please stay tuned. And thanks for watching. Bye.